Hey, this is Carlos. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to make him worry about losing you. Yeah, that's right. We're going to turn the tables on him today. You ever felt like you could forget to call your man and he wouldn't even notice? Do you feel like he's taking you for granted? Wouldn't it be nice to make him worry for once about the relationship, and even better, make him worry that he might be losing you? Now, I'm pretty sure every woman has asked herself these questions at one time or another. Knowing that someone misses you and is afraid of losing you is the ultimate power in relationships. And it's also a power that you should be very careful of manipulating. Look, I won't kid you, we all fantasize about this from time to time, even guys. It's easy to assume that the other person is always going to be there for you. Once a relationship starts, we all hope that this means we don't have to worry about losing them, right? I mean, we all want the peace and the security of being in a stable relationship. The problem is when the guy doesn't tell you where he is, what he's doing, or who he's doing it with, leaving you feeling unsure and insecure. And of course, let me insert my little game disclaimer here. I don't approve of game playing, but let's face it, all social interactions have a form of a game playing in them. And I'm going to show you how to do these things, not to manipulate, but to leverage the power of healthy interactions to get the romantic results that you want. Enough said? Great. Let's get on with number one. Tip number one is remind him of life without you. A man will quickly forget how crappy it was without you. He'll forget in just a few days how alone and sex-free his life was before you came into the picture. So you should definitely remind him on occasion. We forget to be grateful, but I'll tell you one thing, loss is felt right to the bone. Now there are a ton of ways you can do this one. Number one is you could make plans with your girlfriends on a night that you usually spend with him. That's right. Be prepared for his best little sad little boy face where he pouts. Let him pout it out. He just needs a little incentive to remember what he's got. Number two, be vague about plans that you've got that don't include him. Let him wonder about where you are and what you're going to be up to for once. Stop being so accountable for him. Number three, stop answering his texts so quickly. Yeah, I know, he complains when you don't answer quickly, but when he doesn't, you get crickets. And number four, flirt with other guys. No, this does not constitute cheating on your part. We all know women flirt. Flirting does not imply that you're a cheater or a slut either. What it does is it reminds him that you're not a possession. You're a subscription that's always up for renewal. Oh, and if you feel weird about this, like you're the mean, naughty, bad girl, go splash some water on your face and get a grip. Come on, women who make themselves too available to guys and work too hard to make him happy wind up as doormats. All right, I don't want that to happen to you. Let's get on with number two, stand up to him. Here's something about guys you might not know. The reason you don't get what you want from men is usually because you're offering the option to him. Chances are you've gotten pretty used to communicating with women where being firm and telling it like it is will get you thrown out of the group. But this isn't true, and this isn't how it works for men. If you give a man an option, he'll take the one that suits him best, that works for him. It's not selfishness. Well, okay, maybe it is a little selfish, but it's mostly about his convenience. So in a relationship, it's very tempting to a woman to go along to get along. Don't rock the boat, right? Wrong. Men respond to backbone in a woman. We don't like pushy, annoying women, but we love it when you challenge us. So don't be so easygoing about your relationship. The nature of men is that we will simply take anything for granted that's handed to us. Don't let things get too easy in your relationship. All right, tip number three is make him wonder. Our imaginations are a fertile playground. It's easy to make someone wonder what you're up to. Sometimes we do this by mistake. We forget an important date or an event, or we miss some friend's party, and then our absence it's noticed. So right now I'm telling you that you need to intentionally forget your man every so often and make him wonder what's going on with you. It reminds him that he's not the be-all end-all of your life. For example, texting. Yeah, you know you do it, but why do you do it really? Well, because texting is to a woman what ESPN is to a guy. It's a way to feel connected and in touch with the score, if you will, of your priorities. For men, that might be pro football or his basketball team. For women, it's your relationships and your connections. And the score is essential. If he sends you a text, don't answer him right away, or even at all. If you don't answer him, you'll be amazed at how fast he'll be calling you and pestering you, wondering what's going on. What changed? He'll freak out when your feelings for him, or if he thinks your feelings for him, might be changing. Make yourself a challenge again by not being so clingy and responsive. Remember the coy game that you used to play when you first met him? You know how you played it a little hard to get, a little extra cool when you first started seeing him? Yeah, that stuff. Another example I can give you is buy yourself flowers. Put them right there on the table, and if he asks you where you got them, you can just avoid answering. Or play with them a little bit and say it was some hot actor that kept calling you and you finally gave in. The less you say, the more attention you'll get from him. All right, tip number 4 is keep your boundaries. Women are much more flexible with their personal boundaries. I believe this is because a woman's identity typically includes her many relationships. So having more fluid and relaxed boundaries makes it easier for her to feel the quality of her relationships. Men, we're different. We're more protective of our personal boundaries. We're quick to get angry if a friend tries to inconvenience us or take advantage of us. So what you should do is shake up the status quo by putting up some personal boundaries that remind him that you won't be walked on and you won't be taken advantage of and you won't let him run your life. Here's a couple ways to do this. Number 1, lock your phone with a code that he does not get to have. Yeah, you might think that this is, it's good to show that you have no secrets and you trust each other, but not with your phone. Let his imagination run wild with the reasons why. If he thinks some guy is chasing you, that only works to benefit you, by the way. Number 2, it's going to sound a little weird, stop peeing in front of him. Yeah, you heard me. I know how hard it is when relationships get comfortable. You see no problem sneaking in for a quick little pee while he flosses, but actually this is a plague on your relationship. Some couples do it to prove to themselves just how comfortable they are with each other, but honestly, you don't need to cross this boundary. Don't do it. Keep some areas private in your life. And number 3, turn off your phone at night. Look, we're big folks here, right? The fact is that about 8 out of 10 people now sleep with their phones. Some of them even keep it in their hands under their pillow. It's kind of crazy. Are you hoping he's going to booty call you at 3:14 a.m.? Do you need to like something in the middle of the night? The cold, hard truth is that women who understand men and attract men don't pay that close attention to their phones or all these constant messages. Why? Because they're too busy going out with guys. Turn your phone off. At least 6 to 8 good hours of sleep worth, and you'll be right as rain in the morning and a whole lot less edgy. Make your man worry about losing you for once. Tip number 5 is to get him to fantasize about you. The single best way that you can make a man focus on you is to get him to think about you when you're not there, when you're not around. You may already know this intuitively. If a guy can't stop thinking about you, you've already won his heart. Now you have to get his attraction building for you when you're not around, night and day. That's when love is actually created. The secret is a part of a man's mind that I call the obsession switch. This is a secret little loophole in a man's mind that gives you complete override and control of his emotions. You ever seen a guy who is obsessed with his sports team, maybe a video game, whatever it was, maybe it was his car. Whatever it was, I'll bet you wished you could be that important to him. Am I right? Well, you can. Women need to be adored, and you deserve to be. All you have to know is what to say to a man to turn his obsession switch on. When you slip these little passion phrases into any conversation with him, he will feel he's lost all control of his thoughts with you. He'll only feel truly happy if he's doing something to make you happy. He'll want to know anything and everything about you. He'll want you physically, mentally, and emotionally. He will melt when he looks into your eyes. Now this is going to change everything. It's going to change the entire game for you when you know this. Go check out the passion phrases. Go on over to datingadviceguru.com/obsession. That's datingadviceguru.com/obsession. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and post your questions and comments below so I can see them. This is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. Live and love with passion.